Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Dan. And today, as you can see, I'm still continuing my Disney movie marathon where I'll talk about the movies, TV shows, theme parks, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I'm going to be reviewing the second Avatar film. Yeah, I finally watched it. Yeah, Avatar: The Way of Water. Okay, pretty much tells you right off the bat what it's going to be about. Of course, nature and whatnot. How nature is important. We have to basically, the same kind of themes. Give it over here, folks. So anyway, and yes, I know it took me forever to watch the second part. I don't finally review it, and yes, I did see the trailers for this movie when it first came out. It's not like I was completely uh, it's like I was not completely ignorant about the movie. I knew it was in theaters. It just didn't interest me like at all. And then when it finally reached on Disney Plus, I still didn't care enough to see it until I finally did. And now that I finally watched the movie, I'm happy I didn't see it in the theaters. I'm glad that I didn't see it at all in the theaters, like whatsoever. So yeah, this of course is a sequel to the first movie, obviously. So yeah, this is definitely one of those type of movies that's trying to be epic. It's trying to be large scale in scope, of course. Yeah, it's the second installment of the series of films. So yeah, and people were really praising this. People were pretty much putting this movie on a pedestal. I mean, they did the same thing to the first movie. I didn't like the first movie. I did review the first film a good while ago. I didn't like it at all. And I still don't like it. After all these years, I still don't like it. So I thought maybe, I don't know, maybe they were thinking, I was thinking that maybe they were praising it. Maybe this time it's for a reason. Maybe this time it can live up to its hype. And no, it didn't. It really didn't. Anyway, whatever. Just, like always, I have to talk about the plot. So let's get into it, shall we? Oh, yeah. Of course, this film is going to be taking place quite some time after the first film. So we're going to see our main character in this movie pretty much living with the Na'vi and whatnot. But yeah, the character named Jake lives as Chief in this film. Of course, he pretty much raises his own family and whatnot, which includes the sons and a daughter, an adopted child, of course. And yeah, they're trying to leave their own lives and whatnot. So, but of course, it's not all peachy, of course. Yeah, of course, again, like the first film, the villains of the story are these military men who are pretty much trying to. Yeah, the military folks are trying to do their own way of colonizing everything as they see fit because they're a bunch of bastards. And yes, of course, the blue people, they're just trying to live their lives the way they believe to be the correct way. But of course, the military folks are depicted as a bunch of dickheads and whatnot. So, of course, they're trying to protect the peaceful way of life. And of course, there's going to be some danger, obviously, because technology is bad. But the natural order of nature is the preferred way. But the military individuals, like I was saying, a bunch of pricks. And some of the blue people had actually joined the military and whatnot. So, bottom line, it's basically the fourth film all over again, just with the water setting, pretty much. As this film pretty much trying to explore I guess, the peaceful people, I guess you can say the blue individuals, I suppose, as they trying to explore, The main character is living a new life. He's trying to adapt pretty much, and he pretty much been living this way of life. And that's pretty much the gist of the overall plot. And if I'm gonna be honest here, folks, the only thing that this film has going for it really are the visuals. Of course, the special effects. That's probably the best aspect of the movie, the CGI, and that's it. That's the only best thing I can say about this film is the CGI itself, and nothing else really. Because it feels pretty shallow. I know this film is trying to come off meaningful and deep somehow, which is fine, but it doesn't succeed in what it's trying to do. Yes, there are some CGI films I really did enjoy, obviously, but a lot of these actually do have a pretty good story to it. You can actually write a film that has a ton of CGI, but still have great characters and overall good writing, and actually a pretty solid story as a whole. Character development and whatnot, and it just feels like this film is lacking. It's like already focusing on CGI, and that's it, and nothing more really. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too used to the really obscure B movies, I suppose. Which yes, I tend to review quite often on this channel. And yes, I've been watching a lot of these low budget flicks, for years, for decades and decades. You must have to remember, folks, I've been around for a while. I've been around for over 100 years. So, yeah, there's that. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just too used to these types of movies. I like to watch these kind of movies way more often than the more modern day cinema. And that's kind of the thing I've been saying for quite some time. The modern day cinema, the more mainstream stuff, it don't feel the same. You don't have the same kind of charm as a lot of the older movies tend to have. And after watching this film, I still feel like the more modern day cinema, it doesn't seem right. Not really, like at all. Oh yes, this film does have the traditional three-act structure, a begin, middle, and end. The characters are pretty out there as they stand by what they believe, and the characters are pretty consistent among themselves, how they are written. And yes, there's a conflict within the film, and that's pretty coherent, sure. And it's just that the film as a whole, it doesn't feel fresh. It does not feel new. It just comes off like this came out like way later than it should have. Yeah, when you think about it, the original Avatar came out quite some time ago, and it just seems like this film should have came out way sooner than it should have. So it kind of feels like there's a missed opportunity there. I don't know. Again, maybe just me, but it's something I complained quite a few times before in previous videos is that there just seems to be a lack of creativity in Hollywood, and it just seems like one of them actually, because as a whole, it just becomes predictable. Yes, obviously, you can always say that this movie it doesn't fail in terms of basic storytelling because it follows the rules of the three-act structure pretty well, actually. But it just ultimately was boring as a whole because this is on familiar grounds. It's the same old, same old. It's not that the original film broke any new grounds in storytelling because the original film basically reused lots of stuff as or familiar, and so does this film. And it doesn't do anything new. It's just the CGI. That's probably the best aspect, the visual, really, and that's about it, really. Ugh. Oh look, our main character has a family now. With the blue people or whatever. So I guess I'm supposed to automatically care. And just nah. I mean, yes, it's a way to make people care about the characters to have a family and do everything to protect said family, and that's what the main character does. And well, of course, on top of that, trying to protect the community which the character lives in with all these people. But I just find it weird that how is it that somehow these individuals can stand toe to toe with their aggressor who has this big military, this advanced technology, and somehow the people who live in primitive times are having trouble against them. You know, the military isn't really putting up a fight, really. What? Okay, whatever movie. But yeah, folks, at the end of the day, I mean, it's okay.
Oh, well, what if I said, well, if you. Yeah.
It's very okay. Just meh.
We said meh. M-E-H. Meh.
This movie is basically flavorless gum, really. This it tastes like nothing. Whatever. Oh, and a quick side note, folks. After this video, I'm going to take a short break from making Disney videos. Yes, I'm counting this as a Disney film because it was on Disney's streaming services. So there you go. But anyway, like I said, after this, I'm going to take a small break, and then I will return to my Disney movie marathon as soon as possible. Just throwing it out there. I'll take a small break after this because I've been producing Disney videos pretty much, yeah, a lot, and I do mean a lot. So I just thought I'd just announce that for real quick, and then I will return to my Disney stuff as soon as possible. You know, put it immediately. Anyway, as soon as possible. Anyway, but anyway, yeah, Avatar the sequel part two. I don't like it. So yes, there are worse films out there, of course, but
Have I got a surprise for you?
it's just like they're not trying that hard, really. And if they were trying that hard, if they failed with the screenwriting, it was like way too long. I mean, the first one was fairly lengthy, but this was even longer. Well, it felt longer anyway. It was about what, a little over 3 hours, about 3 hours and 15 minutes, something like that. And yeah, felt the time. I mean, yes, you could make a good long movie, and that's the thing. When it comes to a really good movie, it feels like it's never long enough. But when it comes to a movie you don't like, it feels it's not short enough. You know, ain't that something? Anyway, like I said, folks, after this video, I'm going to take a short break, but then I'll get back to Disney stuff. But anyway, with this film, I'll give it a Novavar rating of a 5.0 out of 10. It's a 5.0 out of 10 for me because it's adequate. It's about adequate, and it's just adequate, basically. Anyway, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get drunk anyway. Whatever. Take care now, folks. See ya.